for joining us. He did his graduation and post graduation from Delhi University, and in Jamia Millia, and then he has 27 years of professional experience working at various places like National Council of Applied Economic Research, American Center, Delhi, Delnet, India International Center, ICRA, and Indian Institute of Management, Indore. He is also author of one book and contributed to 8 books, edited 8 books, and 17 research journals, papers in 17 journals, 17 papers in research journals. This is very brief about Dr. Akhtar Parvez, and sir, the session is yours.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Thank you very much. It's indeed a pleasure there in your prestigious program, and I'm sure we'll be able to. I will also be able to learn something from our participants that we have, and perhaps they will also learn from me.
Sure.
No, I just wanted to know these questions answered. They will ask. I mean, how do we?
You can say last 15 minutes you can devote for question answering.
All right.
And that either through chat they can ask you, or they can even directly ask questions, the way you like it.
All right. I think that is better. See, I'll finish a little early, and then they can ask questions.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay. So let me just share my screen. And first of all, very good afternoon to all the participants of the program. Just a second, please. So can I, multiple participants can share simultaneously?
Share screen hoga option?
But I think I have not been given the option probably to share.
Saddam, are you there?
Yes, sir, I'm here. Sir, है post है sir.
थोड़ा सा assist कर लीजिए.
Sir को post बना रखा है sir.
हाँ, लेकिन सत्रह साहब मैं ठीक है, हो गया.
Okay.
So what I will do, basic advanced. Okay, just a second. सद्दाम साहब, मैं पूरा अपना स्क्रीन चाहता हूँ शेयर करना. So not just one application. So how do I do that? Because here I'm not getting that option. Mr. Saddam?
Yes, sir.
I want to share complete screen of mine, because I will be then changing the screen. So which option I should select? Because I do not want to select this particular option of PowerPoint.
Okay, sir.
That I'm not getting here for the complete screen.
Sir,
I'll be changing the screen. That is the reason I'm asking you.
Sir, can you see Windows button application when you started your sharing?
Mine is actually Mac. So I can, I can share my screen. That's not a problem with regard to this, my presentation. Okay. Which I'm sure now you can see.
Yes, sir, I can see that.
But now I wanted the whole screen to be shared, so that whenever I change any screen, it should be visible to participants.
Okay, sir.
So this usually I get this option in Zoom, but in this I'm not getting. I don't know what is the reason.
Maybe there's issues. Sir, are you connected with the application or the browser, sir? Application.
Application, yes. No, you are saying the PowerPoint presentation.
No, sir. You have connected with the application, Zoom application, not.
Yeah, Zoom application. Browser. No, I have connected to Zoom application.
Zoom application, then there should be that option, sir. to share the entire screen?
Let me just try once again.
Okay, sir.
Just, सुदाम साहब इसमें आ नहीं रहा एक्चुअली, जो पूरा स्क्रीन नजर नहीं आ रहा इसमें कहीं भी, एंटायर स्क्रीन जो आता है ना वो इसमें आ नहीं रहा।
ओके सर, 1 मिनट सर, रुक जाइए सर, मैं 1 मिनट में आपको कॉल बैक करता हूँ सर।
Okay, okay. In the meantime, I am starting with my PowerPoint presentation. Okay.
ओके सर, ओके।
Yeah. So good afternoon once again, ladies and gentlemen, and this is the presentation that I am going to present. What Professor Fazal also said, referencing tools and styles. So if you see the just a second, yeah, if you see the definition which is given in Merriam-Webster, so the act of referring or consulting is basically referencing, or the dictionary also says that a source of information such as a book or passage to which a reader or consulter is referred. Okay. So what happens that while writing journal articles, books, or any other kind of document that we plan to write, we generally do a review of related literature. And during the process, the author, as you all know, gets some ideas uh, from reading different literature review, and on those argument or on those ideas, the user actually builds some ideas of his own or of her own. Sometimes, because of the references that he reads, uh, uh, he gets to understand the analysis, or he's able to make a criticism or comment of those ideas. So basically, referencing is used to inform the readers about the complete details of a source for further reading or for any other purpose. So what does it mean basically? When we give citation, uh, citation is basically, say, if for example, I am writing an article and I like something from your article. So what I will do in my article, I would like to acknowledge that I have taken that information from your article. So what generally I do, I put that author's name and generally the last the year within brackets, and then at the end of the article I give the full reference. So why I give full reference? So that anybody who is reading my article is able to understand that I have taken a particular thing from your article, and if he or she wants to consult that article, he should have that complete detail in the form of reference in my paper. So referencing is, as I said, is done by giving citations and full references. So proper references bring more credibility to your work. So for example, if you write an article where you use 15, 20 other papers, and if you cite them, obviously, as a reader, I will think that probably you have done sufficient reading of that particular topic. And as I just said, then referencing allows the author to build his or her own argument on the basis of what he reads elsewhere. So references may also give a different new perspective to the existing body of knowledge. And when I give citation and a reference, someone else can actually do fact checking. So when I say fact checking, what does it mean? It means that if you have written in your article that so and so was of this opinion, and if I want to check that particular article, obviously I'll be able to go through that article through your reference, and I will check whether the things which you have written are actually correct or not. That is why sometimes we say that it is very important when you do paraphrasing, it should be in such a way that it does not change the meaning of the idea of the original creator or author. So that is why, I, from those citation or references, I can do fact checking whether the particular author has properly uh, see uh, jotted down the ideas of others in a proper way or not. And all the time, when we cite different papers, different authors, we do make fair use. Okay, so if for example, if we have to take permission from someone for using his or her work, then obviously, I can do that only after I get that permission. But what is fair use? Fair use is basically, and it is very common that what others have done, you simply put that in your work, and on that work you come out with some new research. And if you give proper citations and proper references, you can avoid plagiarism also. As you may be aware that now, we have UGC promotion of academic integrity and prevention of plagiarism in higher educational institution regulation of 2018, which actually puts penalty on teachers or say staff of the higher education if there are cases of plagiarism. And sometimes, not just sometimes, in fact most of the times, plagiarism happens accidentally, which means that it's not that you wanted to plagiarize, but you forgot to mention or you forgot to cite or acknowledge the work of others. So that actually amounts to plagiarism. So it is very, very important that, whenever you put something in your uh, work or article, make sure that you have given a proper citation. If you do not give proper citation, it will amount to plagiarism. And this is a very recently we worked on this document called the Manu Code of Ethics and Research in Publications. So this was prepared by a committee. If you get a chance to see it, please see that on our website. You may find it little useful. So
Hello.
as I said, citation or in-text citation, it is also called in-text citation because you give it between the text. Okay, so citation or in-text citation is when one paper refers to another paper, and reference is basically the complete detail of that citation or paper. Now, bibliography means the list of books or other reading material which someone consults while doing a research. Now, what is the difference between the references and bibliography? There is a basic difference between references and bibliographies. And the difference is that, in the list of references, you will see all those documents which you have actually referred in your paper. But in the bibliographic list, you will find the details of all the books which you might have consulted during the process of your writing, which you may have referred or may not have referred. So that is the basic difference between reference list and bibliographic list. So just by, through an example, I would like to make you understand what is citation and what is reference. So for example, this is a paragraph, I have written, and this particular thing is basically citation I have done. So what I have done is that while writing this particular paper, I consulted one document of the government of India, that was Department of Administrative Reforms and Public Grievances, which was published in 2012. So this is how, we give uh, citation. And here, you find it little complicated because here I have, given the corporate author's name. So if there was some individual, for example, if it was, if somebody has taken it from my article, then I would perhaps have written here within brackets, Parvez, comma, 2012 or so. So this is one kind of, citation that I have tried to show you here. And this is the complete reference of that particular citation. This is the citation, okay, where I have just given the corporate author's name and the year of publication. And here you see complete detail of that particular citation. And the detail is that the document has the title of the document is Government of India Record Retention Schedule in respect of records common to all ministries, departments. The place of publication is New Delhi. It was published in 2012, and the department which published was Department of Administrative Reforms and Public Grievances. So in case, if somebody is reading my article, if he or she wants to see something more, then he can always, go to this particular document, because this complete details of that document are given here. Now, second example of this citation is this one. Okay, so here, this is the author's last name, and this is the year in which this document was published. And this is the citation. So the last one which you see, this one, this is the complete reference of this particular citation, is Skupski. Now here, you will find a big difference between this reference and this reference. And the reason is that, this particular thing has been taken from a document which was available on a website. And that is why you see that there is a website address. Also, it tells us because it is a journal article. You see, here you have seen that the title of that document, in first case of administrative reforms, it is given in italics. Okay. Similarly, here, this is a journal. That is, journal's name is Records Management Quarterly, and this is the complete title. And this is the author, and this is the year in which it was published. And this is the complete website address from where this particular document was taken. Now here, we also additionally write that the document was retrieved when. So this document was retrieved on May 8, 2016. So why this date is important? Because today there can be a website, but there's a possibility that tomorrow that website may not exist. So it is important that, we have to give the date also when that document was referred by you. So it is very important. And I also used to do it, and generally I have seen a lot of people do it. What they generally do, that they write the article, and after the article is finished, they start giving citation and references. But that is the wrong approach. Actually, you should cite as you write. So whenever writing a paragraph, and if in that paragraph there is a requirement of giving a citation, then you immediately give that citation. Okay, so that you don't forget to cite that. And as I said, plagiarism can happen accidentally and unknowingly. So not giving any citation or not acknowledging that may amount to plagiarism. So that is why I am saying that you must cite as you write. There is one very important and very good, interesting article, The Rise and Rise of Citation Analysis. And this actually article revealed that 90% of papers that have been published in academic journals are never cited. And it also says that as many as 50% of papers are never read by anyone other than their authors, referees, and journal editors. So, what is the point of writing if nobody is citing your article? And if nobody is citing your article, obviously your H index would be quite low. So what is H index? H index is basically tell you the impact of an author on the scholarly community. Say, if more and more people are citing my articles, then I have better impact. If nobody is citing, then I have no impact on the academic community. So that is why, it is important that we write in high impact factor journal. So what are high impact factor journal? High impact factor journal, I'm sure you all may be aware, are those journals which are where the articles are cited more. So this is Scopus and Web of Science are two databases of citations and abstracts. Say, for example, if you are looking for some articles, okay, to read, so how do you Hello, I'm sorry, I actually got disconnected because of some power issue here. So hope you all can hear me.
Yes, sir. We can
Okay.
hear you.
Okay, all right, thank you. So I was talking of these two databases. One is Scopus and another is Thomson Reuters. So if you want to find a good article for your research purpose, so you search in one of these two databases, and the article which you should always shortlist to read should be those articles which have high number of citations. So high number of citation if one article has, which means that it has been referred by a lot of people, and apparently, it should be a good article. And the other thing is, you should be aware of predatory publishing, and you should not publish in that. So I'll not go into that detail, except that, there are some website where you can go and find out which are the predatory journals. So this is another website where you get a list of predatory publishers and journals. Okay, so what I was saying, if I just said that 90% of the articles are never actually cited, and 50% of the articles are never read by anyone other than the editors of that journal and author himself or herself. So what we should do is basically we should always, make good publicity of our articles by putting those in ResearchGate, Academia, or Mendeley. And we should also get one, ID that is called researcher ID, either at ORCID or at Google Scholar or at maybe Thomson Reuters. So what happens that you see, if you enroll yourself as a researcher, then your research identity becomes unique. So it becomes like an Aadhaar card for you. So wherever you publish, they recognize you by that ID. And why it is important, sometimes these databases of citations and abstracts, they are not able to understand your identity as a researcher. But if you have that ID, it would be quite easy for these databases or publishers to identify yourself. So basically the quality should be the issue. Now let us now talk of referencing styles and standards that we have today. These are some of the major styles that we have. One is APA, which is American Psychological Association, and most of the time we use APA style, or we use MLA. People, in science and technology, they use IEEE. Then we have Nature. Then we have American Sociological Associations guidelines, Oxford, Harvard, Chicago. So there are, lot of standards which are available to you to use. But the problem is, which one you should use, that should always be a concern for everyone. Now, your university must have decided for a particular style, so you have to follow that style. But, if you are publishing your article somewhere in a publisher's journal, then you will have to follow that publisher's style. You just can't say that, I will be writing only in APA style. There's a possibility that you prepare an article using API style, but when you send it for publication, the publisher says that I oh. I think, did we disconnect again? I think people are connecting, right? Mr. Saddam?
Yes, sir.
हम लोग डिस्कनेक्ट हो गए थे दोबारा क्या अभी?
जी सर.
Okay.
फिर से गया सर.
Okay. All right. No problem. So, shall I start, Saddam sir?
Yes, sir. You can start.
All right. So, if you are taking something from a book, then, for example, this is the thing which you are taking from a book. That is, libraries are lifeline of any academic institution. And at present, there are 5,478 public libraries in India. Now, first thing, let me tell you that you see how, what is the basis of me telling you that this is the number of public libraries. Obviously, I must have taken it from somewhere. So here, I cite that I have taken it from a book which is authored by, the author's name is, last name is Parvez, and it was published in 2017. So this is the citation which I give for a book. Okay. Now, if I have to give the complete reference, then this will be the complete reference. So that reference will include the first and last name of the author, year of publication, title in italics, okay, information seeking behavior and insight into Indian financial industry. Then I'll have to give the publisher name and the place of publication. So this is the API style of rendering something which is taken from a book. Now, similarly, if you take something from a book chapter, say there is a book which is edited by somebody, and there are large number of chapters inside that book contributed by various people. So, for example, this is the thing which I have taken from a book chapter, which says that research on Islam cannot be completed unless researcher visits India and consult libraries, including AMU, JMU, JMI, Manu, Rampur Raza Library, Khuda Bakhsh Library, etc. And here, I give the last name of all the three authors, because that article's authors were three. So I give the last name of all the three authors, Soti, Parvez, and Day. And it was published in 2012. This is the citation I give. Now here, here I give complete detail of the author, first name, last name of all the three authors, year, and then I give the title of that article, Panoramic View of E-Learning. Now, as I said that it is a book chapter, then I will also have to basically mention that it was in which book and who were the editors. So this in is important, we'll have to connect it by adding this in, T. Ashraf, A. Parvez, and J. Sharma, and these are editors. And the title of that edited book is Repositioning Libraries for User Empowerment, Policy, Planning, and Technology. And this article, this particular article, that is Panoramic View, was available on page number 110 to 119, and it was published in New Delhi, and the Bookwell was publisher. So this is how I render the book chapter. Now, if I take from journal, then obviously the citation remains the same. But if you see that a reference again changes, here you see the journal article, journal title in italics, and then I give volume number and pages of that particular article. So this is how I give for anything which has been taken from a journal article. And this is a newspaper article, so I give citation here, and the reference will be like this. Okay. And this is from a web page. So what I just said that, it is important that we also mention on which date that particular document was retrieved. Okay. So this is web page. But the problem is, how do you actually remember that this has to be in italics, this has to be in bold, that has to be in brackets. So there's definitely a problem of memorizing all these things, and that is not a good idea to memorize also. So what is the option left with us today is that we have to use technology. If you use technology, all these problems will be resolved, and I will be telling you practically how you can really render a book or journal article as a citation and or as a reference. So what I have done here is, for any research, these are very important parts. Okay, abstract, summary, hypothesis, observation, results, conclusions, recommendations. And I always say that a researcher needs to focus on these issues rather than focusing on some non-core issues, which may contain table of content, pagination, so track changes, mode, footnote, endnote, figures, tables, preparing questionnaires, inserting references or bibliography. And as I said, the problem is, if you forget to cite or give proper reference, then it may amount to plagiarism, which is actually academic dishonesty and cheating. So I do not want that you should regret tomorrow. So I want to tell you practically how you can give a citation and reference. So let me just close this particular presentation and go to MS Office Word. Okay, so now I will do a new share. Just let me yeah, just okay. So okay, so can you see, you can all see my screen now? The Word document is opened. So you all can see, right? I understand. Okay, so okay, so let us assume that this is just a dummy document which I have created. So how do we give a citation and a reference here in using MS Office Word? So say this is an article and I want to give a citation here. So one way is that I manually give a citation here of say a book which was published by Rakesh Sharma in 2009. But this is not the right thing to do. So what I will do is I will actually use the reference. uh, in Word, in MS Office Word, there is a tab called References. So if you go to References, then here you will find an option as Insert Citation. So if you'll have to put your cursor here and then go to Insert Citation. And what you do here is that first of all you'll have to choose whether the you are taking anything from a book section, article in a journal, article in a periodical, report, a website, etc. So assuming that it is a journal article, so you select journal article here, and then here you write the author's name. For example, it is Akhtar Parvez, and the title of the journal article is, say, uh, librarianship in India, and publisher is, say, Sage, and it was published in New Delhi. Okay, and it was published in the year 2020, volume 3. Okay, volume 3 and issue 4. Okay, so if I click here on OK, so what you see here is that this particular citation has come. But this is showing you one, which means that the style is different. Now, if you go to here, go to this particular tab, you will find that this is a ISO 690 style. So if you want to change it into, say, APA, so you'll have to select APA. So once you select it APA, you will see here that the last name of the author and year of publication has come. Okay, similarly, I'm sorry we got disconnected once again. So hope you can now hear me. And can you also see my screen?
Yes, sir. I
Okay.
can see your screen.
All right, all right. So, so what I was saying that, you know, this is the first reference that we, citation we have given here. And
This is just a white screen, sir. It's showing only white screen.
oh, is it?
Yes, sir.
Just a second.
I think you've chosen whiteboard, sir.
Just a second. Now you can see?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
It is visible now.
Yeah. So, you know, this was one citation which I gave here of a journal article. And here, you know, I want to add another citation. And I'll go to insert citation once again. And say this time, you know, is say it is, say, for example, a book. Okay. सद्दाम साहब आपकी ओर से आवाज आ रही थी थोड़ी सी. So, so here, you know, the author, say, for example, is Krishan Kumar, and the title of the book is Economic Reforms in India, and it was published in New Delhi by Wiley in 2012. Okay. So if I say okay here, then, you know, this is the another citation which is appearing here. So one is basically for a journal article, the other is for a book. And if I want, I can always change the style from here. Okay. So if I want to change to MLA, I will choose MLA, where you only see the last name of the author, not the year. So let me just go back to APA style. Okay, so both the citations I have come here. Now I go towards the end of the document. Okay, and towards the end I insert bibliography from here. So you see this tab here which says bibliography. So you just see the drop down menu, and from drop down menu you can select the bibliography. So if you click here, then, you know, the complete bibliography of those two citations has come. Now, you know, the advantage of doing this is that you do not, there is no mismatch between the number of citations and the number of references. Generally, what happens that if you give it manually, then you will realize that sometimes the citations are more compared to the number of references, or vice versa. So this actually gives us a lot of uh, you know, autonomy to make sure that there are no issues related to uh, the mismatch or anything else. So this was one way, but, you know, I always said that this is not the right way of doing the giving the bibliography using MS Office Word. So we should always use reference manager. One is Mendeley, the other is Zotero, then we have EndNote, and there are many other. So let me just explain you how, you know, you can give references using Mendeley. So let me just tell you. Let me just first close this. I'll open it again. I will not save it. Okay, so 1 second. So, okay, I'll have to choose it. So you can, I hope you can see Mendeley dashboard. Okay, so this is the Mendeley desktop. So how do we give references and citation here? Basically, this is a reference manager. So what this reference manager does is that it organizes all your reference. say if you are writing an article on a particular topic, then obviously while going through multiple papers, you find some of relevance and some you do not find of relevance. And you generally, keep storing those articles into your desktop or in some directory, but that's not the right way. I will now demonstrate how you should do that. So how do we actually first get this Mendeley? So you can go to a website called Mendeley. Mr. Vasant Kadam, can you please mute yourself? Mr. Vasant Kadam, yeah, thank you. So, so you'll have to go to the Mendeley's website, and let me just see if I can share my desktop from here or not. Just a second. Okay, so I think there is a problem in 1 second. Okay, so what you can do is you can go to Mendeley's website, and from that website you can download the software. It is a Elsevier product and it is available free of cost. So all you can do here, you can organize your references. Now here you will find that there are various options like file, edit, view, tools, help, etc. So I'll just tell you, see, one by one how you use it. And the good thing about Mendeley is that what we have seen in MS Office Word, that you'll have to key in the details like who is the author, what is the title, etc., etc. But in Mendeley, you don't have to actually do that. So that is the good thing about Mendeley. Saddam Saab, without this desktop sharing, I think it will be difficult to demonstrate this. Saddam Saab? Okay, seems he's not there. Okay, so there is one button called literature search, which I'm not sure whether you will be able to see it clearly on the left hand side, where you see literature search is given. So this box actually provides you to search anything which is with Mendeley. So if I search something on COVID-19, then I get complete details, and I can always save it in my Mendeley dashboard.
हेलो अख्तर साहब, हेलो हेलो, शायद आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही है परवेज साहब.
हेलो
आपकी सदम अख्तर साहब की आवाज और स्लाइड दोनों नहीं नजर आ रहे. कंप्लेन है, जरा देखो.
सर वो करंट चला जा रहा है सर बार बार.
अच्छा, क्यों? प्रॉब्लम क्या है?
करंट चला जा रहा है सर, यही प्रॉब्लम है मानो का।
अच्छा, करंट
लाइट
चला
नहीं
गया?
दे रहा, बार बार करंट चला जा रहा है, बार बार डिस्कनेक्ट हो जा रहा है उनका। और सर वो मैक पे है, इसीलिए थोड़ा सा एक स्क्रीन शेयरिंग का एक ऑप्शन जो है फुल डेस्कटॉप का, वो इशू दे रहा है। अब उसके लिए तो किसी टेक्नीशियन को ही भेजने पड़ेगा सीआईटी से, तो वो उसको ठीक कर पाएगा, क्योंकि मैं तो भी अवेलेबल हूँ नहीं यहाँ पे। या तो दीपक को या फिर किसी और को बोलने पड़ेगा सर उसके लिए।
अच्छा, फिर क्या करें अभी फिलहाल? उसको या तो सेशन को रोक दें फिर?
बेहतर वही होगा सर, अगर वो उनको एकदम जरूरी है कि डेस्कटॉप एप्लीकेशन ही शेयर करके करना है डेस्कटॉप पूरा, तो फिर तो रोकना ही पड़ेगा सर।
तो उनको अख्तर साहब को हम जो बात कर रहे हैं सुनने आ रहा है उनको? आई मीन इज ही देयर इन लूप?
नहीं, आई थिंक अभी सर नहीं है, फिर से वो डिस्कनेक्ट हो गए हैं। वही मैं बोल रहा हूँ सर, बार बार वो डिस्कनेक्ट हो जा रहे हैं, वो करंट नहीं है ना वहाँ पे।
अच्छा, ओके। तो अपने सेल से लेना भी मुश्किल है। तो आई
हाँ,
थिंक
अभी वहाँ से लेना भी मुश्किल है। ये
तो
आज का फिर तो सर ऐसे ही इसको ये कर देने बेहतर होएगा, क्योंकि बार बार ये कनेक्ट डिस्कनेक्ट होगा ही।
ओके।
हाँ, करंट जा रहा है, पता नहीं क्या इशू आ रहा है करंट जाने का। और एक तो बैकअप नहीं है ना सर, यूपीएस भी नहीं है वहाँ पे शायद लाइब्रेरी में।
Okay. Participant, I think this session is difficult to conduct. There is no light here with Dr. Akhtar Parvez. So कल आज की क्लास अभी यहीं रोक देते हैं, and I'll see that if he can come on some other session. Okay. जरा unmute करो लोगों को. Let me talk to them.
ओके सर, अनम्यूट कर दिया सर।
या अभी लेक्चर तो खैर क्योंकि वहाँ पे लाइट नहीं है तो हो नहीं पाएगा।
सर मोर देन 50% लेक्चर तो पूरा हो गया है।
Okay, sir. Only 15 minutes. Only 15 minutes to go. I'm saying.
There are
No
15 minutes
problem,
are
sir.
remaining.
मैं उनसे पीपीटी शेयर करने के लिए कहता हूँ, और if you have anything to discuss with me, you are free to do.
Actually, I am connected. So, what do you want? If there are questions, I can take up questions. I am really
Yeah.
sorry that it because of electricity.
Yeah, you can interact with Akhtar Sahab if he is available, right? अख्तर साहब अपना पीपीटी भी शेयर कर लीजिएगा।
जी सर बिल्कुल।
Okay, if you have any questions to Dr. Akhtar Parvez, please go ahead. Hello. Yes, Solo, you have anything to say?
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Sir, this is Sansheti Shatkar from Bidar, Karnataka. Sir, the session is very good, but the Mindlay, how to use that Mindlay?
Yes, actually, I wanted to practically tell everyone
Yes,
how.
yes. Everything is going on very smoothly, but power issue, na?
Yeah, but unfortunately, it could not happen. So, my request to you all would be that I have a Mendeley recording on my YouTube channel, so you can go to my YouTube channel and you please watch that. And if you have any question, please send me an email. But I'm sure once you watch that video completely, you probably will not have any questions left to ask. But even if you have any question, please do let me know. What I will do, I'll just I will share the link of that YouTube video with Fazal Saab, who can then send you that link.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yes.
You
And
have to
the good thing about the good thing about anybody has any question?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. Hello, sir. This is Mr. Malevule Solo. I'm assistant professor from Nagaland University. Actually, sir, I have a question. Sir, is it advisable for us to use references from Wikipedia?
No,
Okay, sir.
I will not suggest, because the reason is that Wikipedia is an open access kind of thing where anybody can go and contribute and write anything. So I have my own personal
Okay. Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, no, I have personal experience of, checking. I was checking something on the website of Wikipedia, and I found that that was factually incorrect. So
Okay.
you should not use, instead of Wikipedia, you should perhaps use some other encyclopedias like Britannica, Americana, or other encyclopedias which are freely available on the website or internet.
Okay. Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir. It was a great session, and your session was very informative, very insightful. Yeah, thank you so much, sir. We hope to see you again. Yeah, in other webinars or research methodology short-term courses. Thank you so much, sir.
Any other?
Hello.
Yeah.
Sir, am I audible, sir?
Yes, yes.
Sir, I am Dr. Sivaram Chatterjee from West Bengal.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sir, my question is that at what percentage, so far as plagiarism test is concerned, at what percentage it is admissible of copying?
Plagiarism, I think if you ask the percentage of admissible, admissible percentage of plagiarism, I think it is 0. But you can say similarity. So how much similarity is permissible or acceptable? So as per the UGC regulations of 2018, it says that only 10% similarity is acceptable. If it is beyond 10%, then there is a problem. But we must very clearly understand that all similarity is not plagiarism. And why I say this, because there are a lot of exemptions or exceptions given in the UGC regulation, which says that all generic terms, formulas, anything which has proper citation and references will not be considered or will be excluded from similarity. So even if you have, say, for example, 15% similarity in a paper, you will realize that some of the text or similarity will come under exclusions as per the UGC guidelines. So if you read the UGC regulation, especially the exclusion part, I am sure a lot of your things will be clarified with regard to the exclusion. So if it is 15%, then you see that there are text along with citation or necessary credit. Those has to be excluded from the similarity. So once those things are manually excluded one by one, when I say manually, I mean obviously through the software. But once you do it, the similarity percentage perhaps will come down.
Sir,
Yes,
hello.
Sir, sir,
Hello.
thank you, sir, for your answer. Sir,
Welcome.
your session was very much informative, but due to power.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes,
Mr.
madam.
Akhtar, thank you so much. It was a wonderful session. This is Professor Saurabh this side.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
The one madam was asking some question.
Hello. Hello, sir.
Yes, madam.
Hello, sir. So for checking the plagiarism, for individual checking, what type of software is suitable for us?
If all the central universities and some of the other universities, Infinite has given Urkund. But like, for example, we also have access to Urkund, but we prefer using Turnitin. The reason is that what we find that, Urkund's repository is less compared to Turnitin repository. And why it will impact your similarity? Because, say, for example, how does plagiarism is checked or similarity is checked? Say if I have a paper, I uploaded it on Turnitin or Urkund, and then my paper is actually checked against the content which is available in the repository of these softwares. So if the repository is large, obviously my percentage of similarity will go up, and it is better to check in a software which has larger repository, because when you send your article for publication, obviously those people will check in Authenticate or Turnitin. And if you check in Urkund, you may end up having a very reduced percentage. But when the publisher checks it with Turnitin, then the publisher will find the similarity is quite high. So I think you will have to do proper analysis,
I think we lost him again.
Sir, I have
Okay, sir.
I have an
Thank you, sir.
body, sir. Actually, I have published a few articles on my PhD work. So, sir, I am in doubt that that may, sir, bring plagiarism on my work.
I think we lost Akhtar Parvez, contact with Akhtar Parvez sir. So let us stop here. I think lot of disturbances there because of the power. Tomorrow 9
Time is
o'clock.
also 5, sir. No problem. 5 to 5.
Yeah. So tomorrow 9 o'clock is the session. And
9 o'clock, sir.
9 o'clock. Yeah. Professor Srivastava will interact with you. Then the scheduled program is there. 9 is an extra class. Okay.
One point.
Okay,
Hello?
sir. Sir, okay. Shukriya, sir. Hello, sir. Hello.
अख्तर साहब आप आगे वापस हेलो
Hello, sir. Hello.
Yes, Rutuja, tell me.
Shukriya, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Khuda Hafiz.
ओके सद्दाम आज का बंद कर देते हैं अख्तर साहब थैंक यू आई थिंक क्योंकि बार बार जा रही तो उसमें आप अपना पीपीटी शेयर कर लीजिएगा मैं ईमेल एड्रेस आपका इनसे शेयर कर लूंगा इफ दे हैव एनी क्लैरिफिकेशन दे विल राइट टू ओके
ओके सर मैं बंद कर देता हूँ सर
थैंक यू
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
थैंक यू सर
Thank you, sir. 9 o'clock, sir. Tomorrow.
Tomorrow 9 o'clock.
थैंक यू सर
Okay, sir. Okay.
Sir. Hello, sir. Hello.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Could you share that link, YouTube link, Parvez sir? Mandle.
I'll ask him.
Hello?
Yeah, I will ask
Okay,
him to.
sir. Okay, thank you.
Sir, YouTube link can I share, sir, in group?
Yeah, of course you can.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Bye.
हेलो